I'm sure you've heard of this thing that parents do. Some parents do it. They say to their kids, you have to clean your plate. You're not leaving the table until you eat everything that's on your plate. And all sorts of similar types of statements and direction from parents. A new study says that that actually may be contributing to obesity. A lot of people will probably hear that and say, well, yeah, the kid doesn't want to eat anymore and you're forcing the kid to eat. And this is in the latest issue of the Journal of Pediatrics, and it finds that up to 2/3 of American parents still urge their children to finish all the food on their plates, and that this isn't just the case with small children who may be going through periods where they're just oppositional and they don't eat because the parents want them to, but even with teenagers, the advice is being given to individuals, children who are on average 14.4 years old, which means that the range is quite wide, some of whom are already considered medically overweight. This doesn't surprise me at all. The researchers surveyed 2,200 Minnesota teens, and 3,500 of their parents warn that what feels like giving is really taking, and that in this case, this actually makes it so that children lose the ability to read their internal cues about what hunger is when they're forced to just keep eating. And this is a tough one because I know that lots of children just refuse to eat when they don't like what's on the plate. And then when it is what they like, they'll eat more. And this forces parents to kind of want to force their children to eat the things they don't like as much, whether it's vegetables or whatever it is. But dinner plates are physically larger than they used to be by as much as 30%. As such, portions are larger. And with this parenting technique, I'm not surprised at all that it is actually leading to obesity. It is training children to eat more. And it's a huge problem when we have such an obesity problem in this country that dates back to childhood obesity.
Yeah, it's an interesting study. As an honorary member of the Clean Plate Club, I don't like to hear this. I've always cleaned my plate, David.
Yeah,
But
but let's explain that though. You've cleaned your plate because you serve yourself portions that are the right portions for you. But thinking back to when you were younger, did your parents tell you you had to finish what was on your plate?
no, I don't believe they did. And you know what? If you want them to finish all the food that, it's not just making kids eat what you think is healthy and what you think is good. It's also parents are trying to teach their kids to be appreciative of the food they have,
Right.
and to eat what's given to them. And I understand that. So maybe we just need to, limit the
The
portions or
solution here
limit the
is
calorie content.
smaller portions, absolutely. Serve a portion that absolutely makes sense if you're going to be doing this. And I also wasn't subjected to this, but I was subjected to, okay, if you don't want the rest of it, that means there's no dessert in 45 minutes, right? So you kind of circumvent the game that kids play where you don't want the vegetables, but then all of a sudden you're hungry for dessert. And we just have to be at the parenting level. We have to be doing everything we can to reduce obesity.